Since we're on the theme of gratitude, you know what else I'm thankful for? Honey Love, because nothing is worse than suffering from an uncomfortable bra or shapewear with bulky fabrics, underwire, and things that absolutely pinch and bind. Their crossover bra is my absolute favorite. I wear it all the time. They've got the super power short, the V-neck bra. You really need to check them out, especially as we head into the holidays and, we might be wearing clothes that could use a little bit of shapewear. I can't say enough good stuff about Honey Love. Listen, treat yourself to the best bras and shapewear on the market and save up to 60% off site-wide at honeylove.com/over50 until December 4th only. Inventory is limited and the sale ends soon, so do not miss the best deals of the year. After your purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show. Tell them we sent you. Elevate your comfort, elevate your style. Thanks to Honey Love. You know what I'm thankful for this time of year? Well, actually many things, but I'm also thankful for a skincare line that doesn't require 100 products to get the job done. In fact, before this podcast aired, I went to Houston for a weekend. You know what I packed with me? My OneSkin OS1 Face, OS1 Eye, and OS1 Body all came in this cute, chic leatherette bag. Their travel size edition is wonderful. OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. OneSkin addresses skin health at the molecular level, targeting the root causes of aging so skin behaves, feels, and appears younger. It is time to get started with your new face, eye, and body routine at a discounted rate today. Get 15% off with code OVER50 at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code OVER50. After your purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show. Tell them we sent you. We only have one body, one skin, and only you can choose to make it better. Age healthy with OneSkin. Let's talk about Lumi, their whole body deodorant. It is seriously safe to use anywhere and everywhere on your body. And when I say everywhere, I do mean everywhere. And we're talking about odor control for up to 72 hours. Hey, you may be sweating in the kitchen worrying about that turkey and all kinds of stuff for the family, but you don't have to worry about how you're smelling. Lumi Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like the mini body wash and the deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. And if you combine the 15% off with the already discounted starter pack, that equals to over 40% off their starter pack. Use code OVER50 for 15% off your first purchase at lumideodorant.com. That's over50 at LUMEDEODORANT.com. Please support our show. Tell them we sent you. Welcome to Over 50 and Flourishing. Welcome to the new podcast set.
How beautiful is this?
Isn't this cool?
This is like not my first time seeing it, obviously, but every time I see it, I'm just like, how pretty.
You love it.
Oh, I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
I'm so obsessed. We've been wanting something like this forever.
We really have. I mean,
it's
here. It was so simple because this is my office still. This is where I've been podcasting and doing mostly we do it virtually because a lot of the guests can't fly in, but we're really trying to get more in-person guests as well to take advantage of all of this. But my sweet husband made the sign and put it up. And then he got these really cool studio lights and fixed them to the wall. So now we just pop, hit some buttons and the lights come on. And it's
so good.
Girl, we're getting serious over here.
No, I cannot be more obsessed. This is why Vic is so great because I feel like if we have all these ideas, then he can just like
execute,
make it out. Because if it's outside of like social world, I'm clueless. Yeah. Like I really wanted a sign. I don't know how to do that.
Yes, I don't know how he designed it in Photoshop, and then he's got a friend who actually has a shop, and he picked the materials, and then they cut it out with one of those laser cutters. I mean, it's so cool. And
so quick too. Like when you guys said that you were doing this, I was like, oh, we're going to have to wait. And you guys were like, no, it'll be done in a couple days.
I know.
I'm like, so it's so beautiful. So I hope everyone loves it because I just think it's so beautiful and everything just looks like it's meant to be here.
does look like it's meant to be
I
here.
love
And it's good to be here. I mean, we office out of our homes.
Yeah.
This line of work has you working out of the house.
Yeah.
And it needs to be right. I in my previous life, always going to a set, and it's so nice to make a home set, especially for an environment like this. So we get to use this set now for in-person podcasts. We get to use it for even virtually. I can still take advantage of the lighting in the background. So really happy just to bring this to you guys. And really, to me, it is showing you that this is the priority. This is where, we want to focus our efforts along with the YouTube content that we're doing. It's a full-time job.
100%. Yeah. Investing your time and resources into making this the, most top quality that it can be.
Sure.
Is super important. And I love it.
I do too.
I cannot say a word. It just looks so good.
And it feels good. It
Yeah.
feels right, which is going to lead into, there's so much to talk about today, by the way. We've got a checklist, literally a checklist of things.
Yes.
This is airing Monday of Thanksgiving week.
It is.
So, first of all, I think you and I were talking about this. And by the way, this is our second podcast taping.
We've already recorded this entire episode. And none of the audio saved at all. So you couldn't hear anything that we were saying. The video looked beautiful. Everything looked great. And we had no sound.
Yeah, it would have been a whole podcast of closed captioning for nothing.
We recorded that earlier this week, and now here we are again.
Round 2.
It's literally Friday. This goes out Monday. This is probably our closest call that we've ever had.
But it was meant to be because, there were things that we forgot to talk about on the first one. There were things that we talked about that were like, oh, maybe we should hold off on that.
Yeah, we'll save.
Yes.
So, you always say, well, it's meant to be. It'll play out as it should.
I'm a believer.
100%.
And here we are.
No, 100%. So, here we are for round 2. Happy Friday. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. I know you're heading back to Houston to be with your sister.
Yes. Yep,
and your little nephew.
I know. Yeah, my sister, my brother-in-law, and my nephew. It'll just be us. The rest of the family is – my brother's going back to New York. My parents are staying in New York. My dad's an avid hunter, so he does not leave New York for Thanksgiving.
Sure.
We'll all be back together, though, for Christmas. But, just going to Houston. It's going to be a quiet Thanksgiving, just super chill. And you're staying here. Great.
Yeah. So when this airs out, actually, Vic and I are headed to Houston this coming weekend, which when this airs will be last weekend. He's got an event there. So for me, it's an opportunity just to go hang with him and reconnect with some old friends and, go to church there and just a quick in and out. And then for Thanksgiving week, his mother is coming to visit. So it's our first time hosting her in the house. And girl, don't fall out of your chair, but I'm actually cooking Thanksgiving dinner. You heard it here first.
I don't mean to laugh.
No, but laugh.
But
if there is one meal I can do well, it is Thanksgiving meal. I'm like 0 to 100. I don't do anything in between. Either I don't do or I go all in.
Okay, I think I love that for you.
Okay.
I don't cook anything, so
okay.
Especially Thanksgiving, I will be on baby duty, and providing entertainment and making people laugh, and not
while other people cook.
Correct. 100%. So So what are you going to cook? Like, are you doing the traditional everything?
My dad's traditional Thanksgiving turkey that I've always done, the puffer, the German pound cake. I'm doing all that. So it's a bacon wrapped turkey, which is
whoa. Drooling.
Literally, whoa. There isn't a piece of turkey that isn't covered in bacon. Wow. So it's almost like the bacon deep fries it in a way, but it's done in the oven. Yep. So it's that with the stuffing, the boiled potatoes, the red cabbage, and then the puffer, the German pound cake. So yeah. And then we've got, so Vic's mom will be here. And Alyssa, a mutual friend of ours who doesn't have family, so she's going to join us.
Awesome.
And then Vic's best friend, Jeff, who's a pilot for Southwest, is going to be coming in like around 8 o'clock. So when he comes, we'll have a plate for him as well. And then Styles was going to come up, but we've decided he's going to be with his dad instead for Thanksgiving, but he's going to come hang with me a lot during Christmas because he's got a really long winter break.
Yeah.
So I figured, you know what, instead of coming in for a few days, come for however long, a week, 2 weeks, whatever, and hang, and we can go do Fort Worth and Dallas and have some fun.
Have fun.
Yeah.
I love that.
So that's the plan.
Good. Okay, so since we're on the topic of Thanksgiving, what would you say you are most thankful for this year?
How long you got?
Got all day.
You got all day? Where do I even begin? My gosh. I am thankful for God, who is the most amazing scriptwriter ever. If you think you can write your own story, let me just tell you, drop the pen and let him do it, because I've never seen anything play out so serendipitously, so beautifully, so unexpectedly, and just everything that has happened this year, Court. I mean, when you look, people are like, are you okay?
Listen, we're going to get into all of it.
We're going to get on, are you okay? I'm like, I am better than okay. I am blown away. Okay is how I am.
Yeah. Just even the amount of texts that people have sent me being like, how is she? How is I'm like, she's wonderful. She's great. Never better. I don't know what you guys want me to say. She's having a mental breakdown, because I know that's maybe what some are thinking.
People are thinking.
No, and that's why I keep telling everyone too. I'm like, I think she's just following her heart, following what God is telling her to do, following, like all of that. And I think that's amazing and truly inspiring.
It's, and for somebody like me, who's a reformed control freak, who thought that she had to be in charge of everything and check all the boxes and everything was performance based. And it wasn't until I learned to let go and let him do his work for me. And, we've talked about this multiple times. It doesn't mean that you don't do your part. You do your part. You strive for excellence, not perfection. But you realize that you're just not in control of everything. And that's okay. And it's how you handle yourself in those situations. It's how you perceive those. We control our reactions to things. We don't control things. So I've just learned, to open myself up to have this element of curiosity about me, to not be rigid and boxed in my ideas and beliefs of how I should be, where I should be, the shoulds, right? The minute you let go of the shoulds, suddenly life can get very interesting and exciting. And that's what I've done. I've dropped the shoulds and I've just said, okay, where are you taking me? Where is this journey going? I'm all in, and I'm really, really in tune with discernment and listening and honoring that. And that's where the joy has been and the growth has been and the excitement has been. And I've seen it in your life too.
Yeah, for sure. But I definitely agree with the shoulds. I feel like I've seen that in the comment section a lot of like what you should be doing, or why would you do that, or you should whatever. And I feel like even something as simple as people being like, oh, you're 57, you should be dressing this way. You should be doing this, or you shouldn't be doing this, or whatever. And I think that's it's a good way to put it, that you're dropping the shoulds. Yes. And I think that has to be very freeing.
Oh, it's incredibly liberating. Yeah. And I think too, let's address the fact that change can be very scary for people. Yeah. And seeing a lot of change in others can oftentimes shine a spotlight on the individual who's watching, because it makes them start to assess where they are and their lives. And people have said, oh my gosh, you've had so much change in the past couple of years. You've divorced, you've lost your mother, 2 moves, now 3 moves, make that 4 moves.
Retired, back into
news, now out of news again.
Dropping a book, starting a podcast. We can go on.
On and on.
This list is endless.
This is true. And everybody's like, so much change. So are you that? And that's why the okay. You must be going through this midlife crisis thing, right?
100%, yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, there has been a lot of change. And now is the season for it.
Yeah.
But then I think too, I've lived in the same city since I'm 8 years old. I never left Houston. My entire career took place in Houston.
Almost 30 years at the same job.
30 years in the news business is unheard of.
At the same station. At the same,
I mean, there has been so much sameness in my life that I think it was time for a change. It was time for a little bit of upheaval and just, starting to explore and open my eyes and expand my horizons and see what else is out there.
Yeah. No, I think that's amazing. And so because of all this change though, People have lots of questions
They
with
do.
your recent departure.
And your recent departure, which you let them know on the little apartment tour video that we did. Nobody knew you left Merritt back in September, and I did just a couple of weeks ago.
Yes. So to make that clear for anyone that doesn't know, because I feel like, some people will catch a social post here, a YouTube video here. Maybe you haven't caught anything and this is your first time hearing about it, which I feel is the case. Yes. Both of us are no longer at Merritt Street,
right?
Completely by choice.
Yep.
And we are, so that, I guess that's the number one question that people are asking is, what's next for you? What's your next adventure? Did you leave because you have this next thing lined up? And I'm like,
we've already been doing the thing.
You are busy, booked and busy at all times. And honestly, we both completely, I don't want to say overstretched ourselves, but we definitely were stretched pretty thin this year.
We were. And at times I will say overstretched. It was a bit much. I mean, you and I were burning and churning late hours and working weekends, and it was a lot of work. A lot. And I think we both, for similar and different reasons, had one of those life epiphanies of what's life all about? Is life all about work, and double income, double pay, and all of that? Or is it about quality of life? Is it about respect? Is it about having that say over what you say and how you say it, and creatively for you, content creation and what that looks like for you versus what it looks like for somebody else. For me as a broadcaster, and especially, what I've professed all along about journalistic integrity and always staying down the middle and being a part of something not biased, that is my gold standard. So you take something like that, coupled with being spread very thin, coupled with the fact that this really was both our first passions, to do this. And it's sort of started to become very clear of what needed to happen. And then this was growing this year as well. Wildly.
Going on tour and trips and a million other things that are in the works. So it's all super exciting, and and not something that I know both of us are very, very grateful for. That even when we went into this, is that or when we went into Merritt, it was a very much mindset of well, we're so grateful and thankful to be here. We don't have to be.
Correct.
Which typically, obviously, when you take a job, you typically do have to be there because you need a paycheck, you need benefits, you need, all of that kind of stuff. And so for us, just being able to walk away and still have full-time jobs, full-time careers, full-time income, all of that.
And just answer this for me, because people think that I've ruined your life. So can you address that?
Okay. Things that I see all the time.
Oh my gosh, she pulled her out of Houston and made her, forced her to move, and Courtney needs a real job with real benefits.
I know. Crazy. No, my life is not ruined. Honestly, Dom has furthered my career, and I've done more things in this position and taken on more tasks and just learned so much and done so much. Truly 10 out of 10 amazing job. And I feel like we always say this, but I mean, again, it's so true. She pays me a full-time salary that is clearly livable off of. I don't know if I said that correctly, but you guys saw the apartments I was looking at. So how do you think I'm affording that? She pays for my benefits. I have dental and I have medical. I'm what else? Oh, she pays for my cell phone because that's majority of a lot of time what I'm working on. I don't I don't know what else she could really be doing for me, honestly. So she feeds me when I come over.
True.
Work is great. Life is great. I'm going to choose this job over any other job every single time. I don't know why people think that. Again, I've even seen things that's oh, Courtney's parents must be helping her.
I think people don't quite understand the nature of your position. They probably just think you're just only doing social media posts, and you do so much more. You do a lot of administrative work behind the scenes, a lot of scheduling, a lot of management with, brands and
you
and me. It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot. You keep me on task because my head spins sometimes with all of the things that we have coming. And if I didn't have you managing that, doing the content calendar, not only scheduling things, but then figuring out the right way to showcase that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's why typically when I say, oh yeah, I work in social media, I'm like, it's also, like project management and managing all these different things or these different, when we went on tour, that was like a whole managing all of that and there's so many different moving parts and, part graphic designer, part video editor, part copywriter, part booker, because every guest that you see on this podcast, I have to book and schedule and make sure, that they're vetted and whatnot. And so yeah, no, it's a lot. And again, I will say it time and time again that this job is sincerely work hard, play hard. Like it's an amazing job. And obviously, I got the job through merit through you. We went to Greece together through you, went on tour and got to go to a bunch of different cities and meet fans all through you. So all of that is great. But again, you just don't see like the behind the scenes and everything that it takes to reach those big points of the play hard, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, sincerely nothing. I appreciate the concern so much. I really, it's like shocking to me when she said she's leaving Merit. I was like, so many comments. What about Courtney? And I was like, I'm here. I never went anywhere. We're good. We're still on.
It's all the other mothers that you have out there who are very concerned, which I love. I mean, the intention is good. I just think people don't fully understand the 100%. Nature of this dynamic, and so.
Which is very non-traditional.
Like, it is very
I tell people that all the time. I'm super aware I don't have your traditional 9-to-5 office corporate job. Yeah. But I wouldn't want that. I love this so much. It's truly, truly the best. And even with, doing Merit, you were so supportive of me. Like you could have been like, no, you cannot devote any of your time to that or anyone else. And even since leaving Merit, there's been a couple people that have approached me asking if I could help them with their social or just get started or whatever. And you're like, do it. Love it. Love that for you. Like, which is so amazing because you sincerely could be like, nope, you're mine and that's it. You know what I mean? And
well, you and I both know what it takes to do the job. And as long as nothing impedes 100%. On what it takes to do the job, I would never, ever get in the way of your freelance abilities. So I'm like, girl, I am in your corner. Yeah. So let me just state for the record that I am so thankful for you on this week of Thanksgiving. So thankful.
Sincerely. So, so thankful. Like I just feel... and it's wild that we've known each other now for 4 years. Next year will be 5 years. Wow. I know. You know what I mean? And just to think of like where we started and just this like tiny little like you are my client. Everyone I feel always asks too, how did we meet? I worked at an agency and she was my client.
Well, you worked at my ex-husband's agency.
Okay.
Just put it out there.
Yes. Her ex-husband's agency I worked at day one. They were like, okay, this is Dominique's your new client. And just slowly but surely just fell in love with working with one another. And then we decided to go full time.
No, then you left. You left me. Do not leave that part out. I was devastated. You went on to work with another company, a big company out of New York and big multinational brands and blah, blah, blah. But it took away a lot of your creativity and put you in more of a managerial type role.
Yep.
And we stayed in touch and I was like, whenever you feel like you need to tap back into that creativity again, you just let me know.
Yeah. And then you went to a new agency and then we got dinner and it was like, okay, I feel like you hate your new job. I feel like you hate your new agency. Let's do this. And again, obviously hate is a strong word. We didn't hate either party or whatever, but we didn't feel like it was fulfilling either of us, I feel. So, and now
God's perfect timing.
I know. And now this year marks 2 years full time together, which is so cool and amazing. And just to think of all the things that have happened over the last 2 years.
I know. And you moved out of Houston and now you're looking for a new apartment in the Dallas area. Cause right now she's up in Sleepy Land. Because we both, it's not ideal for a 29 beautiful. Soon to be 30-year-old.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yes.
Again, you've all seen it. It's just a lot of families and it's an older demographic, which I love, clearly.
love over 50 and flourishing.
I love the over 50s.
She's surrounded by them.
Always. But, living day to day, I would love to be able to make new friends. You guys, I feel, know so much about me. You know that I'm dating. You know what I
Whole
mean?
other podcast, by the way.
So
yeah, we're going to just drop her right in the middle of uptown in Dallas and let her live her best life.
And just see what happens. Because that's what happened when I moved to Houston. I didn't know anybody or anything. And I met so many amazing people and some of my best friends. And so we'll see.
It'll be great. And and that's one thing too. We both made great friends at Merit.
Oh my gosh.
Great friends.
Best people. I was just at lunch with a coworker yesterday. I'm going to get drinks with one in a couple of weeks. Actually, 2 weekends ago, I was out with my one guy friend and his girlfriend. Like, sincerely, the best people. Oh, tomorrow I'm going out with more.
There you
Those
go.
are all my friends right now.
I know.
Through Merit. Truly the best people.
Yeah. I heard from Andrew yesterday. Thanchin called. Joe Gum texted.
That's
I'm just like they're all right there.
100%. Yeah.
No. So I'm so grateful for that.
Me too. Sincerely, the best people work there.
Yes.
Okay, so then obviously, hopefully that answers the question that you keep also getting is, are you staying in Dallas?
Yes. Yes. We are in my new home that Vic and I moved into end of June, early July. Probably early July now that I think about it with all this stuff. We've been building out things here in the house and customizing. Clearly, my husband, on the other side of that wall is my husband's studio where he does all of his voice work, music production, and all of that. So this is literally a full-on content house. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
No, it's
but
so cool.
It's neat, but we both work out of home. We're both creators, which I love. I love the fact that we share that we talk about technical stuff, and he's also an actor, and he just put together his acting demo reel. And so I was sitting with him while he was doing that, and I'm like, I really like this clip, and butted up with that one. And so we both share that language, which is really neat because we've never had people in our lives who did and understood all of that. Yeah, we really, really get it. Although the funny thing is that I'll be recording something, I'm like, hey, can you keep it down over there?
He does get a little loud over there.
He gets very loud. So it's pretty funny, but it's so neat. So no, not going anywhere. I love it here. Yeah. You want more of the action, and where you're looking in Dallas reminds me a lot of where I came from in Houston, kind of that center city, mid-rise, high-rise, walkable cafes, shops, whatnot. And it's so fun and it's great. And when you're in that space in your life, perfect. I'm kind of in more of that. Okay, I want to hit the brakes. I don't want to hear car horns and the souped up motors and vroom. Okay, we're going to take, because the camera just went off. See, with the technical gremlins, they tend to stick around. We'll be right back after this. Since we're on the theme of gratitude, you know what else I'm thankful for? Honey Love, because nothing is worse than suffering from an uncomfortable bra or shapewear with bulky fabrics, underwire, and things that absolutely pinch and bind. Their crossover bra is my absolute favorite. I wear it all the time. They've got the super power short, the V-neck bra. You really need to check them out, especially as we head into the holidays and, we might be wearing clothes that could use a little bit of shapewear. I can't say enough good stuff about Honey Love. Listen, treat yourself to the best bras and shapewear on the market and save up to 60% off site-wide at honeylove.com/over50 until December 4th only. Inventory is limited and the sale ends soon, so do not miss the best deals of the year. After your purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show. Tell them we sent you. Elevate your comfort, elevate your style. Thanks to Honey Love. Okay, everybody, I love my handbag collection, and I also like to shop resale because I don't like to pay full price. So that means I'm looking for quality and I'm looking to maintain. Okay, I have discovered Cure for that reason alone. It is the ultimate solution for protecting and preserving my purse collection to make sure that they stay beautiful and they last forever. I mean, think about it. We clean, we maintain our shoes, our car, even our body. Why not give our luxury handbags the very same care? These bags are an investment, and with Cure, you can make them last a lifetime. Plus, if you ever decide to resell, Cure will help keep your bags in perfect condition so you can get top dollar. In today's world where overconsumption really is a big issue, it's critical to make things last as long as possible. And by taking care of our handbags with Cure, well, we can do just that. There is a limited supply available, so head to mycure.com to get your leather care kit today. That's mycure.com. The best way to make your handbags last forever. As you know, I've been a journalist for more than 30 years now, and the skepticism when it comes to looking into stories has served me well. That really holds true when it comes to supplements. You know, I believe you can't get all the nutrients you need from the food supply alone, so you do need a supplement, but how do you know which ones? Are they safe? Do they have inside what they say they have? That's why I use Ritual. Their Essential for Women 50 Plus multivitamin has high quality, traceable key ingredients in clean, bioavailable forms. It takes the guesswork out of it. Not only do I like their Women for 50 Plus because I'm making sure I'm checking all the boxes, their Symbiotic for gut health is fantastic. It also has this wonderful minty essence so you don't, let's say, burp up, the unpleasant flavors. This is a company that is female founded. It's a B Corp. It means that they are holding themselves accountable to not just their company's financial health, but also the health of people and our planet. Hey, no more shady business here. Ritual's Essential for Women 50 Plus is a multivitamin you can actually trust. Get 25% off your first month for a limited time at ritual.com/over50. Start Ritual or add Essential for Women 18 Plus to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/over50 for 25% off. Camera's back on.
Welcome back. I don't know.
I have no idea what happened.
This specific episode does not want to come out for whatever reason.
I know.
I don't know why.
Very odd.
We've definitely dealt with our fair share of technical issues.
Oh, girl, the amount of double takes and how many times have we had to redo shoots because of stuff?
Typically, never with the podcast.
Oh, well, you're right.
The podcast is always like pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it's usually my YouTube videos where I'm doing a million things that have to get reshot.
100%. But anyways, you are in your...
Yes, I'm in my home. I'm in between Dallas and Fort Worth in a suburb out here, and it's just lovely. And it's I love this home that Vic and I have.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Sincerely, maybe a home tour coming soon.
Yeah,
but this is like the coolest house ever.
Don't you think?
Sincerely,
I mean, this feels like such my vibe and where I am right now.
110%. Like it could not fit you more. And I thought the last place you were in, that townhome that everyone saw. I really thought that was your vibe, but now looking here, I'm like, this is so your aesthetic.
Yeah.
And I just feel like where you're at, and you've added little pops of color in places that I haven't seen you do since I've known you.
I know.
Like it's so cool. I love it.
I think we'll have to share.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've been working on some really, really neat things upstairs just to kind of add to quality of life, and also just, part of Vic's work and what he does, and just very exciting. So yes, that'll be in the works. But yeah, just super, super happy. Houston, I mean, look, it's home. I have what do I have? I have my 40-year high school reunion coming up in January. 40.
Oh my gosh. I feel like you have to vlog that.
Oh, I'm going to vlog that. Yes, that's going down.
Oh my gosh.
But it's crazy. But I mean, that's, that will always be home technically in terms of where I come from.
Yeah.
But this feels like my home
100%.
now.
Yeah, just your next phase of life, your next chapter. And it's okay for a chapter to close. You can
it
still
is.
really appreciate and love that chapter.
You bet.
But here, you're at your next phase.
You bet. Oh, and then we get to answer one other question. What about Holly?
What about Holly? What about Oscar?
What about Oscar?
Are you still married?
Right. What about Styles? Is your son okay? Yes, he's a sophomore in college. He doesn't live at home anymore.
Yes.
He's got his own apartment. He's a man.
Yes.
And Holly recently moved to New Braunfels, and she's kind of doing something very similar. She's exploring. New chapter, exploring her life. She's closer to family. She's super close to the sweet fella in her life and exploring that relationship. And she joked, she said, she goes, D, my life is a Hallmark movie.
I saw her post something like that on Facebook or something. She posted them in front of the post office, and it sincerely looked like a Hallmark movie.
And she said, I kid you not, we're going to a Christmas lighting at 4 p.m. Okay, I'm coming down.
Which I love that for her, because the last
too.
few years for her have been crazy too.
So stressful.
And ups and downs and whatnot. And so if she feels at peace and that she can take a breath, that is so amazing. She was just texting us the other day, her new closet. She's like, wow, this is a lot different than the last closet you guys are in.
I was looking in there, I'm like, any ruffles? Any ruffles? Good girl.
Oh, I love it. And that's also when she was texting us after 10 p.m. And to get a text from Dom now after 10 p.m.
Kind of wild.
Before you were sleeping by 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm like, this feels wrong. It feels against the rules.
And yet it feels like so right.
Yeah, I feel like that's what we were talking about too. I was like, I feel like you're not grounded anymore.
I know.
Like you don't have a curfew.
Yes. Here are the keys to the Corvette.
So good. So good. So yeah, no, I think honestly, if you take away anything from this, it's just that everyone is good and everything is good. And
Oscar's great. He's here. He loves my husband. My husband loves him. And yes, he can see. So Oscar's great. I mean, I'm just like, what other question can I get?
Yeah. So yeah, everything's good. Everyone's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know. I don't think there's much more to add. I mean, I'm so excited to see what 2025 has in store. I actually know a couple of things that 2025 has in store for us.
Should we talk about them?
Are you ready to?
I think so.
Okay.
Okay, so before we get into that, I think I just want to talk about the Greece trip a little bit.
Absolutely.
Because
so many questions about that in comments.
So many questions and comments. And I feel like, we've released the video and you guys got to see, but we never really had any type of like debrief or
on it.
Chatting about it or, whatever. So can you tell me a little bit what you thought about the Greece trip or just your overall takeaways?
Well, my gosh, there were so many takeaways, but I just remember when we were approached by this company, Trova Trip, and they are the ones who orchestrate this. It's really a cool concept.
It's so cool.
Isn't it? These companies that curate these trips and they pair people in the online community who have a following with the audience. So these are experience-based trips, right? It's about the experience, and then it's about customizing a trip based on, let's say, the content creator's lane. So for people who are very fitness, health-minded, yoga or whatever, then a lot of those trips are centered around that. In my case, it's more about culture, lifestyle, getting to see things, getting to have a little bit of history mixed with food and wine and walking. I mean, it's just kind of knowing your audience and where your audience wants to go. So when we started talking with them, it's like all the ducks started to line up and we thought, wow, this would be an amazing opportunity to just connect one-on-one, to have that intimacy that I love so much, that also we got a sense of when we did the podcast tour. And we went to Washington and Brooklyn and Dallas and Houston. And we had that one-on-one, especially with the women who kind of bought the VIP experience. And we talked in the beginning, and the community, the sharing, the unzipping, the opening up, not just with me, but with each other. Yeah. I thought, wow, it was my hope, our hope, that the trip would have that.
Yeah, but those were just little nuggets.
And just a few hours. Yeah. And I thought, what if we have a week? What will that do?
Yep.
And when it all came together and Greece was chosen and then the trip we picked was chosen, you and I have talked about this multiple times, but everything could not have gone any better.
Right. Any better.
I mean, the group of women who signed up for this trip.
First and foremost, the group of women.
Wow.
Because
we
could have went anywhere else. We could have literally done a sleepover at your house, and if it was that group of women,
it would have been dreamy.
Amazing.
I know.
Like, sincerely, the best, most kind, just putting themselves out there. And again, there was such an array of women, and women that have never traveled internationally, women that were a bit more shy and reserved, some were super open and outgoing, but just everyone came from everywhere with these different experiences and just melded and melted together so
beautifully.
So beautifully.
And you know what I loved watching? I loved seeing the a little bit of trepidation in the beginning, a little shyness.
Yep.
And then as the days rolled on, this opening and this softening and this eagerness to connect and to have a sisterhood and to have kind of their moment of just letting it all out. And women would then start getting together, like in groups, little pods were forming. And so, some would go branch off after the tour and maybe go to the beach, or some would go branch off and they'd go shopping, or some branched off and they decided to get like mani-pedis and massages. And then I would hear about, all of the things that would transpire during those, intimate times. Or what I love personally, we had, our wonderful guide, Malcolm, who everybody fell in love with. Hey, Malcolm, we love you. He was so fun on the bus, and we were on a big coach to go places, and we would sit 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. And I loved having that opportunity to sit with women in that situation and just the conversations that would take place, the opening up, the things that we would learn about each other and share was just soul filling.
And that's just something so unique about these trips because you can go on a trip with your family, with your significant other, you know, whatever, but you're not going to have an opportunity where a 2-hour bus ride to another city could potentially like impact you or be so meaningful, or you learn something about yourself or someone else. You know, like that is what is seriously like so unique about this. And another thing too, even outside, you know, obviously was very, you know, amazing, but just even the amount of comments I heard about women being able to shut their brains off.
Yeah.
That everything was just, and it, honestly, even us too, you know, because Trova Trip had everything, like we did all the planning beforehand and all of the hard work beforehand so that when we got there, we were just blindly following along, and we'd show up.
Malcolm, lead the way.
100%. We would get told where we need to go, when we need to be there. Here's your tickets already printed out. Go and have fun. Yeah. Like it was, and that's what they said, you know, just especially a group of, you know, women over 50. It was like, you know, so often you are...
They're the planners.
Yes, the planner, the mom of the group, having to make sure the tickets are printed out, make sure the boarding passes are good, you know, whatever. And so many people were like, I've never even had an experience like this where I could just literally shut my brain off.
Let go.
Like, shut your brain off and just connect with like-minded women and be with a bunch of strangers that you leave, and you're literally like a family. And I don't even say that lightly, because at the end of the trip, again, everyone was just... falling. So emotional, and I was not expecting that at all. I like to consider myself pretty cold-hearted. Yeah.
And even you were shedding a tear, Missy.
Oh my gosh. I was like, I was not expecting this. Like, it was just, oh my gosh. It was sincerely, and I tell, like, even before going on the trip, you know, you and I were like, how's this going to go? Because again, we're super aware. Going on a trip with 25 strangers, it's not normal. Like, it's not normal. Like, everyone sincerely took a chance. We took a chance. They took a chance. And I was even remember telling my friends, like, oh yeah, when I get back, like, I'll give you the inside
spill the
scoop.
tea on blah, blah. Yeah, there was no tea to spill.
Literally nothing. Nothing. Yeah. I'm like, it was a beautiful time with beautiful women, and we all cried when we said goodbye. Like,
exactly.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Just
so good. And in fact, we've got 2 of them flying in December to be on Over 50 and Flourishing.
Yes.
So I'm so excited to show them our town.
I know. Yes.
Me too.
Great. We have so much stuff planned. I think we're going to probably vlog that weekend so you guys can see all the fun stuff that we're going to do with them. But yeah, no, these are just connections that you know that you'll have for life. And even, I feel like too, it's a group that, you know, you don't have to talk every day, but if you need something, or you want to reach out and say hi, or
just pick
they're
up
just
immediately.
in Dallas and they're like, hey, we're going to be in town. It's like, of course, let's see each other and hang out. And because it's just, you don't get that experience every day, or to experience that with most people, even in your life, you know?
You know, I remember when we were leaving, one of our ladies lives in the Tampa area, and that's when the big hurricane was coming, and she was having to reroute to Atlanta and stay up there, and her family was having to evacuate and meet her there. And she was very panicked and nervous because it was the day before we were flying home. And she was, you know, and it's horrible. I mean, we've been through more hurricanes than I'd like to count. And she was sitting there trying to make all these arrangements, you know, from Athens, from afar, wondering where she's going to meet with her family. And literally every woman there, what can I do? How can we help? Can we, I'll accompany you. I'll fly with you. Do you need a place to stay? We'll figure this out. I mean, everybody just jumped in and rushed to her rescue.
Yes. And then even after the fact, everyone checked even in our group chat. How are you? How are you doing? You know, and she was so gracious to provide updates because she had a million things going on too. But yeah, just again, it's like this sense of like sisterhood.
That's what it was. And we thought, wow, you know, it exceeded our expectations in so many ways. And so we thought, well, why not do more?
Why not just do it again?
Why not just do it again?
Why not do it twice?
And again. Why not? So
where are we going next year?
Well, my dear, in 2025, do we need to take a commercial break?
You know what? Look at you being on top of things. Let's take a quick break. I'm so excited.
She's like, I forgot. We've got to take a quick commercial break. Thank our sponsors who provide free content for you right here. And we'll be right back. It's the holiday time, and some of us may be stressing out a little bit, hosting family, cooking, cleaning, preparing, whatnot. The last thing you want to worry about is body odor. So let's talk about Lumi, their whole body deodorant. It is seriously safe to use anywhere and everywhere on your body. And when I say everywhere, I do mean everywhere. And we're talking about odor control for up to 72 hours. Hey, you may be sweating in the kitchen worrying about that turkey and all kinds of stuff for the family, but you don't have to worry about how you're smelling. Lumi's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like the mini body wash and the deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. And if you combine the 15% off with the already discounted starter pack, that equals to over 40% off their starter pack. Use code OVER50 for 15% off your first purchase at lumideodorant.com. That's over50 at LUMEDEODORANT.com. Please support our show. Tell them we sent you. You know what I'm thankful for this time of year? Well, actually many things, but I'm also thankful for a skincare line that doesn't require 100 products to get the job done. In fact, before this podcast aired, I went to Houston for a weekend. You know what I packed with me? My OneSkin OS1 Face, OS1 Eye, and OS1 Body all came in this cute, chic leatherette bag. Their travel size edition is wonderful. OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. OneSkin addresses skin health at the molecular level, targeting the root causes of aging so skin behaves, feels, and appears younger. It is time to get started with your new face, eye, and body routine at a discounted rate today. Get 15% off with code OVER50 at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code OVER50. After your purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show. Tell them we sent you. We only have one body, one skin, and only you can choose to make it better. Age healthy with OneSkin. Welcome back to Over 50 and Flourishing, where we intend to flourish big time in 2025, and we want to do it with you. So we were just talking about just how perfectly amazing that Greece trip was. Yeah. And we would love to be able to replicate that for 25 new members of the audience. And then again, for 25 new members in the audience. And then again, hopefully, and just, you know, we would love to keep the ball rolling. It seems that there is an appetite for this.
Yeah.
You know, the price point was just right for a lot of women.
Yep.
To be able to come and join. So we want to make sure that's the case for all the trips that we book, that we keep everything kind of within those guardrails. Mm-hmm. You know, it will vary a little bit just depending on where we're going, sure. but still, you know, within that same framework. But the trips that we have chosen for 2025, I'm super excited because the two of them could not be more opposite.
100%.
So depending on what your areas of likes and interests are, you can pick and decide, mm-hmm. and also the time of year and your schedule and whatnot. You can pick what best suits you.
Definitely very carefully chosen off of what everyone said on the survey that we put out, mm-hmm. between locations and time of years and budget and everything like that. So we went through.
Yeah, don't just think it's Courtney and I just kind of, you know, reaching a name out of our hat. We're going to Kazakhstan. Okay, no, that's not happening. This is all crafted around you and the surveys, and also Trova Trips recommendations based on feedback that they've had from people who've gone on these trips.
Yeah, that have already done it.
All of that kind of comes into play here.
Yep.
So
where are we going?
Court. In 2025, in the month of April, we are going to Ireland. Ta-da! We are doing Irish Smiles on the Emerald Isle, Dublin, Killarney, and Galway. And we depart, trip starts April 5th, runs through April 12th. And I've got the list of activities, and we'll provide links so people can read through everything.
Will be in the description. You can see prices. You can see full itinerary. We'll just kind of take you through it briefly here, but everything will be there for you to do your own research and decide if you want to sign up.
Exactly. And you can pull up. These days you can type in a town. You can take a look at everything and see the hotels and all that. So the activities included a walking tour of Dublin, Guinness Storehouse visit. So fun. I'll tell you my Ireland story in just a bit. The Rock of Cashel visit, and I may not get all these names correct. The Ring of Kerry tour. Irish whiskey tasting. That's going to be a wild time. Adair Village visit or Adare. Cliffs of Moher walk. Stunning. Cliffs exhibition visit. Kylemore Abbey visit. And Connemara National Park visit. And I think we're doing 3 different stops. There are transports that take us to all the different places where we're going.
Yes.
Yes.
That is correct. We will start in Dublin and end in Dublin.
Right. So yes. So airfare will be booked from wherever you are to Dublin and back.
Yep.
And I think this one is open for, was it 21 guests?
21. Yep.
Okay. 21 guests can do that. And in fact, we were initially concerned about the trip because they had it capped at 16, but they were able to open it up.
Yep.
To 21 for us.
Yeah.
So that is amazing.
So amazing.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I feel like Ireland is on so many people's bucket lists.
As it should be.
For traveling. Like anyone that I talk to, it's definitely, if not in their top 3, in their top 5 of like they want to get to Ireland. And even I've Googled a lot of those places and it just looks
so lush.
Oh my goodness.
I
am so excited.
Yeah, and it'll be cool. It's our first cool trip with jackets and all of that,
too.
and nice Irish. Some of the best wool I bought. I have to show you a cape that I bought there. So my quick Ireland story. When I worked at Channel 2, and this was many years ago. One year, the station was the sponsor for the International Festival, and the host country for iFest that year was Ireland. So they decided to send me, a producer, and a photographer to Ireland for a week. Wild. And we did that. We did more towns than that. I mean, we just went all around. Mainly, we ended up in Dublin, but we were all around the southern part, coming up the coastline. So beautiful. So green, the rolling hills, but the people, you're going to love the people. They remind me of Texans in that they're super friendly and they've never met a stranger, but they are wickedly funny.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh. So great.
Yay.
Yeah. So I can't wait to go back in this type of a setting, and especially with the women who sign up, because I think this is going to be just magic in the Emerald Isle.
Yeah, it just sounds like it's going to be like, maybe this is wrong, but like cozy.
Yes, no, very cozy.
Like cozy and sightseeing and have your sweaters on. Yeah. Like, I feel like typically you think like tropical places or you go during the summer and things like that. But I think it's so cool that we're going to go in April and experience it. And just thinking about recreating the Greece trip all over again is like
so good
to me. Yeah.
So good.
So good.
Yep.
And so we thought, why stop there?
Because why? And because we both now have one full-time job.
Yeah.
So we can actually do more than one trip.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you mentioned tropical.
Yeah.
And then we thought, another area that popped up on our list and a place where you and I have never been.
Yeah.
So excited. Are you all ready for this one?
Where are we going?
Girl. We are going end of September, from September 22nd through the 28th. We're going to Bali.
Oh my.
Going to Bali.
Goodness.
Culture, food, and beaches from Ubud to Sanur. Wow. Amazing hotels. Are you ready for the activities?
Let me hear them.
Sacred Monkey Forest.
Pumped.
Ubud Market. Kanto Lampu waterfall visit, water purification ceremony, Rumadesa farming experience, Rumadesa cooking class, Gojek scooter taste escapes tour.
If you guys watch the podcast store, you know we love our
scooters. Sunset cocktail hour, Balinese massage, and plenty of beach time. Heaven in Bali.
Oh my goodness.
From September 22nd through September 28th. And again, links for you to be able to see what we're talking about.
Yes.
And get more information. Yep. And then you decide, do you want April in Ireland? Do you want end of September in Bali? Just all I can say is I can't wait to meet you, because you're going to have a life-changing time of your life.
100%. I think you could literally contact any of the women that went on the Greece trip and they would say it times a million.
Yeah.
And again, I hope that one of these itineraries speaks to you. I hope the time of the year works because truly there was so much thought put into these and just having them be at different ends of the calendar year and just different experiences, different climates, different places, different people. You know what I mean? And so I just like there should be something for everyone, which is so exciting.
So exciting. So you got some time to do your research because I know the next question is, when do I get to sign up for this?
So you can sign up this Saturday, November 11th. Oh my gosh. And now I'm saying it wrong. November 30th. We got it wrong the first time.
I know. I got it wrong the first time. What is happening?
I don't know. November 30th, this Saturday. You can sign up. The trip will go live in the morning. We will post all the details in the description. Stay tuned on Dom's platforms. Everything will be in there.
All my social media platforms. We will be making announcements,
we'll
reminders.
Update, yes, all of the things. And although obviously we wish we could take everyone, this is first come, first serve. And so just, if you are interested in going, just make sure, you set your calendars, set an alarm, try to be the first on the trip. Everyone on the Greece trip that I talked to, they all collectively said, we didn't think we were going to have a chance of going on this. And they were just the first ones and they did.
Yeah. And their stories were kind of funny because they said, one of them was like, husband, I must go. I'm sorry, but I need to be on my computer right now. And they were literally there. I think we opened it like at 9:00 in the morning or whatever. Yeah. And they were there at 8:58. Everything was typed in send. You know? I mean, they were like on it.
Yes. And even us making this go live on a Saturday morning is even intentional because we don't want anyone to have to, hopefully, I know not everyone has off on Saturdays, but I would say majority. So we just want to have this be like very fair that, it's not like, oh my gosh, well, I'm at work and I can't do this or whatever. So hopefully everyone can clear their calendar for Saturday morning. If you're interested, grab your spot. You don't have to pay in full. You can put there's a small down payment, I think, just to save your spot.
Right.
Trevor Trip is also really cool because they use Affirm. So if you want to just make payments over the next, pay it off and then just make payments to Affirm, you can do that. We really tried to make this as easy and great for everyone as possible. So hopefully you agree. I agree.
I agree. I mean, everybody felt that it was. And then what was also happening too. So, and let's just say this, because it is first come, first serve. So the first, on the first trip, the first 21 people who get in, the Bali trip, I think was 25, right? It was
24 or 25.
24 or 25. So the first 24 or 25 get in, they've secured their spot. But there's also a wait list that will build on the backside of that. Yes. So if anybody should drop out of that initial group for whatever reason, they can't make it, they don't make payment, they choose to opt out, whatever, the next person on the wait list comes in.
Correct.
So just to let you know that, if you make the wait list, for instance, we had 1 or 2 people in the Greece trip who were on the wait list who got in.
Yep, they secured their spot. So it's possible. It's so possible. Don't just think I won't be able to, or there's going to be too many people signing up because truly, I mean, it's almost 50 people that get this next year. So it's so exciting, and I'm so excited for these trips.
Me too.
And again, I can't stress enough that, I think between yourself, Vic, and myself, that we did a beautiful job capturing the Greece video on YouTube that you guys all got to see. But truly, when I tell you saw the littlest, tiniest fraction of that trip, and you got to see what we were doing, and you got to see a glimpse of everything, but you didn't get to know any of the women. You didn't get to be, in the conversations, which we made very, that was very intentional because we don't want these intimate conversations public or on YouTube.
Vic shot a lot of just what we were doing, but those intimate conversations, there were no cameras there, nothing. That was just intimate time for the women.
Yeah, so it's going to be incredible, and I'm so excited, and I hope everyone else is so excited. And I feel like Greece was such a roll of the dice, and wow, we had 25 women wanted to come, so I'm hoping that after
we got double sixes.
And after seeing that, and after seeing all the success of what we're talking about and what the women have talked about, that hopefully, everyone will want to join us again next year. And just do it again and again and again.
Do it again and again. As long as there's an appetite for it, we will continue to do it because it was just super rewarding for us as well. And it's yet another way to be able to connect with you. And that's, always been very important to me to have that channel open.
Yep.
And it's
something that matters to me, especially now, the culture, and we talk about this a lot, there's just a lot of intensity and anger and vitriol out there, which we see in the comments, and those are the loud voices. Yeah. But you guys are a little bit more the silent voices, and I know you're there, and I want this platform to always serve you. I want it to serve the women who come here for compassion, kindness, sisterhood. Hopefully learn something by the people that we book and bring on here, or tutorials that I do. It's about leveling up in midlife and having that sense of, I come here because there's trust and there's relationship, and there's also relationship in community. And I will never, ever overlook that and forget that that's there. It's important to serve, and it's always top of mind for me.
Yeah, which is amazing, because so often you can really get caught up just behind the numbers. Yeah. And you see like, there's like 200,000 people that watch this video. Great, whatever. But it's like, those are real people. And doing these experiences really just makes you, and I know you think about it every day, but for me, since it's my job, sometimes it's easy to get caught up in the numbers and the check. And then when you take a second, you're like, this is actually like, people are watching this. This is like changing lives. This is affecting people. People are learning. People are growing. You're inspiring. You know what I mean? And so it's just, for me, it's such an amazing thing to be a part of, because it's just such a positive environment and positive community that only exists to uplift.
Correct.
That is there's no other reason. No. And, nothing. Yeah, I don't know. No. And it's just so crazy, because it started with you doing your makeup.
And that it started with a smoky eye. Yeah. And here we are.
Sincerely
it's
amazing.
Crazy.
It's amazing.
And I don't even do a smoky eye anymore.
Look at that.
Wow.
Talk about change.
Talk about. Sorry, mic drop on that one.
I love it.
Me too. What an amazing, what an exciting year ahead. And that's not even looping in any other things that are to come. But now we have the time and the bandwidth for all of that. Yeah. And I'm excited to see, and just, just to be here for you. That's what it's all about.
100%. So if you have any questions about these trips, we'll be super active, as we always are, in the comment section, but we'll be, taking your questions. Maybe we'll do a quick Q&A, or we can go like Instagram Live next week or something.
Sure, if we're getting like a bunch of similar questions.
100%. So we definitely want to hear from you. Let us know your questions, thoughts, concerns. Yeah. And then, just set your alarms for Saturday morning.
Yes, 11:30.
Yes.
11/30.
We're getting way too confused.
Lord. November 30th.
Yes, it's Saturday morning. The exact time will be in the description.
Yes.
Okay. And
okay. Have we checked all of our boxes?
I think that's a lot of the boxes.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, but you're good. I'm happily employed. I think
we're all Oscar's right out there.
Yes, dying to come visit. But life is good.
Life's good. Vic's getting a haircut.
Yes. But no, it's a good time of year. I'm so thankful for you. I'm thankful, obviously, for everyone watching, and
so grateful. Yes. So much gratitude. Life is great when you live in a state of gratitude.
100%.
And that's where we want to be.
Yeah. So happy Thanksgiving.
Yes. Wishing you and your family a very, very blessed holiday. And I'm sure we'll be doing a Christmas gift guide and all kinds of videos coming on YouTube.
All coming your way.
It's all coming your way. It's all in the works.
Yes.
Tap your head. It's all in the works.
Yep. You got it.
Okay. We will say happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next week.
You know I love my handbags and keeping them pristine. That's why I am excited about Cure, the ultimate solution for protecting and preserving your purse collection. We maintain our shoes and our cars, so why not our handbags? They're investments, and Cure helps them last a lifetime. Plus, if you ever want to resell, Cure keeps your bags in top condition for maximum value. There's a limited supply available, so head to mycure.com to get your leather care kit today. That's mycure.com, the best way to make your handbags last forever. As you know, I've been a journalist for more than 30 years now, and the skepticism when it comes to looking into stories has served me well. That really holds true when it comes to supplements. I believe you can't get all the nutrients you need from the food supply alone. So you do need a supplement, but how do you know which ones? Are they safe? Do they have inside what they say they have? That's why I use Ritual. Their Essential for Women 50 Plus multivitamin has high quality, traceable key ingredients in clean, bioavailable forms. Hey, no more shady business here. Ritual's Essential for Women 50 Plus is a multivitamin you can actually trust. Get 25% off your first month for a limited time at ritual.com/over50. Start Ritual or add Essential for Women 18 Plus to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/over50 for 25% off.